Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stassi. Thank you so much for being here today. This lovely lady next to me needs no introduction. This is the real Rachel. So a couple months ago, when I started my YouTube channel, I had a Let's Play. It was Rachel Balkwill, and she was living her farmer goals. Unfortunately, EA has still never gotten back to me with a fix, but I had a lot of people asking me, who's the real Rachel? So for everybody who's wondering, my girl right here is the real Rachel. Yes. So,
hi guys.
Oh my gosh. So Rachel, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my God. So thank you for just letting me stay at your house too. So that's where we are.
No, it was either that or the barn. So wherever you wanted to be.
Could you imagine me in the barn? Like, I feel like that would be like the most awkward thing ever. Because I am a city girl. I've learned a lot in this past, like, 24 hours that, like, I clearly have been sheltered my entire life. Because, like, I'm literally looking at stuff. Like, this is, like, the first time, like, seeing stuff. And you're like, this is normal for out here. And I'm like, this is not normal. This is, like yesterday when we were driving, me and Jason thought we saw a wolf. And you're like, it's a coyote. And we're like, no, it's a wolf. And they're like, no, you city folk. That's a coyote.
Well, it could be a really big chihuahua. It's whatever you... I am educating Jenny here. No, she has always respected my farming lifestyle and has asked a million questions. And I could not be more, like, happy to have a city friend like that. So, no, we gotta poke fun at each other.
Oh my God, we absolutely have to poke fun at each other. So, you know, poking fun at each other, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, me? Gosh.
Absolutely.
No, man, it's so hard to talk about yourself some days, right?
You're clearly not a YouTuber. That's the whole point of being a YouTuber. It's just talking about, wrong place. Wrong time.
No. Okay, no, where do I start? Honestly, the biggest thing I say is, well, I've always been involved in farming my whole life. So I grew up on a dairy cow farm. And pretty much I grew up, lived on a dairy farm till I went off to college. And I lived in the city for about like 7 years. And in that time in 2016, unfortunately, we sold our cows. And we moved away up like 6 hours away. So whole different situation. I originally went for graphic design and public relations. And my girl over here, Stassi, she, that's a mutual thing we have, graphic design knowledge. So that's, that makes it nice to bounce things off of each other. But, after that, I kind of went through the ups and downs with the career path of graphic design and public relations and kind of realized, like, nope, agriculture is where I should be.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up, in the middle of that time, I was living in London. I was living in London, Ontario at the time. I decided I just gotta, like, do a 180. We're leaving the graphic design. I was working in a big packaging design company, which was, like, amazing. Top job. Was not for me, people. Let me tell you that.
I will agree that was not for you.
No, I'm pretty sure you've seen enough tears. You heard enough stories. Thankfully, I had you by my side.
100%.
Yeah. And, so made the big decision. I ended up following my family up north. I'm about, like, maybe an hour or 2 hours north of Toronto.
So for anyone listening, that is beyond the wall.
To Stassi, she is, again, our sweet city girl and very local to her London and Southern Ontario roots.
Anybody listening from Ontario, because I know there's some Ontarians, there is snow here. There's no snow in Kitchener. There's snow here.
It's very shaded. Our sun can't get to the snow to melt it. So that's what I'm using.
Yeah, it's beyond the wall. You can just say beyond the wall. It's okay.
All right. Okay.
But anyways,
Jon Snow.
Oh my God, I wish I had the courage of Jon Snow, okay? Let's be honest, a White Walker would kill me within a second.
Oh,
like, I don't run. Don't run for anybody. And, like, I would totally be person of the Night's Watch, but they don't have women.
Well, just be what's her name? Jon Snow girl.
Oh,
Firehead.
the wildling. Oh, was it Yara? It started with a Y, didn't it?
Oh gosh,
Oh
folks,
my God.
I wish you could help us out on this. Oh, I feel like a bad fan.
Oh my God, what is
Ygritte.
Ygritte.
It's Ygritte.
Ygritte.
Okay,
Yep.
we're fans.
We're back. Yes, we are.
Yes.
We are back. Okay. Anyways, back to your life.
Yes.
So you picked up everything. You moved beyond the wall.
Yes.
Yes.
I moved beyond the wall. I decided I haven't been in agriculture for a while now. I felt really disconnected, but always connected to my roots, I should say, at the same time. So I actually went to Fleming College up in Lindsay, Ontario, and took the Sustainable Agriculture program. And that just really opened up my eyes to a completely different world. Thus, we can successfully segue into the fact that opened up my eyes into the world of market gardening.
Yep.
So I always worked with animals, and one day that'll still be a goal.
Okay.
But I did a student co-op for the summer, and it was really nice. I learned how to grow vegetables like all through a spring to fall growing season, and actually I ended up taking all that knowledge, and literally as I ended that co-op, I was lucky enough to gain my own land. In this whole past year, I have gone through my own business of running a market garden stand and feeding people, providing vegetables, and
My girl made it. That's literally how I'm
Didn't.
going with this. Like, my girl made it. Like, I mean, I'm so proud of you.
Oh,
I mean, we'll talk about how proud I am of you later, but I'm very proud of you. You know, you've done a lot in the last couple of years. So for everyone listen, we've been best friends now for
you were saying
5.
5?
I think it's 5 going on 6.
Yes, it was 2015.
It was
we figured it out
2015.
yesterday.
Yeah, so that's 6. That's 6
Oh,
years.
Goodness me.
That's 6 going on 7. Oh my God.
Aye.
So that means I've been best friends with Sierra for 7 going on 8.
Wow.
I know, it's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we've been on quite a few adventures now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We need to go on more though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, our adventure
it's not
train.
ending.
No, it's just because like I miss you because you're so far up. Like I don't get to see you all the time anymore because like so we used to live in we both used to live in London, and you know how our friendship, I mean, it started because I was her boss.
Yes.
So we both worked at Michael's craft shop together, and I was her. At the time when I met her, I wasn't her boss, but I was.
Oh no, we were.
You were seasonal, or like you were seasonal brought on like full time after.
Yeah.
And I was floor working my way up to being a manager. And
she did it, y'all.
I did.
She did it.
I did. I became a manager under 6 months of being there. So, I mean, that's one of the prides. But, so me and Rachel's relationship didn't start off great. That's to say the least.
We were two opposite sides of the coin.
We are definitely two opposite sides of the coin.
Yeah, I just didn't know you, and I didn't know what you were about, and I don't think you cared what I was about, so we just didn't. Yeah.
I just think we were, you know, two different parts in our life at that point.
Yeah.
I was going through becoming more independent. I was about to leave my ex. And I was about to take the next adventure in my life, which was the first time I was gonna, you know, be alone. And big steps. And I remember you coming and talking to me, and it was a Sunday. I was working.
Remember the Sunday?
I do. It was a Sunday. Yeah.
Oh.
So we were closing up, and you're fighting through tears when I was talking to you.
Oh.
And you were like, you're like,
memories.
It's like, can I talk to you for a second? And I'm like, yeah, for sure. What's up? And you're like, so I heard you broke up with your long-term boyfriend not that long ago. Like what, like why, like what caused it? And I'm like, he was a piece of shit. So I left. And you're like, how did you know? And I said, I knew I wasn't going to marry him and I wasn't going to waste my time. And you're like, hey, can we come go get a drink? And I said, you know what? I just moved into my apartment with my best friend, Sierra. Like, why don't you come over? We'll bus back to my place and we'll have a glass of wine. And that was like actually like the first time that like we ever talked, really. I just invited you to my house.
Yeah.
I'm like the worst I like literally anybody you're talking to me, come to my house. We'll have a glass of wine.
Yeah, anybody just want that glass of wine? Just like hit up Stassi.
Yeah, come get me. I'll get you drunk.
Wow,
That's literally I'm gonna be my gravestone. I'm gonna get you drunk.
I feel like there's a lot of things added
Oh
up
my
on your
God.
gravestone things now.
Yeah, I'll get you drunk. I'm the friend you don't bring home. And
there was one last
there
night.
was one last night. I can't remember.
Oh. She will not stop talking.
Oh my God,
Will
yes.
not stop
Will not
talking.
stop
That's
talking.
what it was.
Oh my God, that's for sure. As I'm like sliding away from you.
Woo.
There we go.
She's on wheels.
There we go. I am on wheels. I'm dangerous. So, but no, I remember that was like the defining moment of a friendship to me. Someone who, you know, maybe I wasn't the nicest to because I was a manager and I kind of had like, if I could do it, you can do it mentality. And looking back, that probably wasn't like the most like.
I don't. Maybe I'm just repressing memories, but like I don't remember. So if that makes you feel better,
oh, that's good.
I think I remember snapping at you for being on the wrong till the one day.
That was not me.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it was you.
No, the fighting thing I remember as I screamed over the headset, pick up the phone! Because it's not the manager's responsibility to pick up the phone. It's up to front cash, and you weren't doing anything. And I was looking at the cameras. I pick up the phone! And you did, and you're like, you came over, you're like, you know what? I'm just having an off day. And I said to you, we all have off days, love. I was an asshole.
Rachel's heart shattered.
I know. And then again, you came and I think at that point, I think I was just angry because I was leaving Caleb and I was just like, holy shit, this is now real life being single. And I took it out on you. So I do apologize. No, I please know I have apologized for my behavior before.
Oh.
This is not a right now apology.
We said what? Is it 6 going on 7?
6
5 going on 6. So like there's been a lot of.
Oh my God.
Gosh. Again, my attention span is Dory some days. Like, yeah, I just remember in the start we didn't like each other or something, and then we're fine.
Yeah, we're cool now. We figured it out. But I feel like we should actually go back to the farming.
Sure.
Yeah. But
I guess that's why we're here.
That's why we're here. Okay, I have to ask you this because I ask every graphic designer I do an interview with, and I can't make you any special. This floor is going to be open for you for about an hour, so you can tell me how much you hate InDesign, and the floor is yours.
Hate InDesign?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna hate me.
I know. She fucking likes it.
I like InDesign.
She fucking likes it. Listen, you're not a graphic designer. That's like the rule. You have to hate InDesign.
Okay, no, I definitely hated it in college. College was like the worst experience because the way they made you do things. But now, as I'm even thinking about this, I'm going back and I'm thinking, but then I learned those skills, which made me like InDesign, so I knew what I was doing in InDesign. So, I know, it's a very complex system, but I like organization and how I can visually position the pictures, and I can add these styles, they call it, for non-graphic designers. You can stylize your text, and literally you can click on your paragraph, and boom, it's how you want it. It's the perfect font, the size, everything. It's kids. That's why. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's frustrating in the start, but I don't even use it now, guys. But when I was doing other stuff and working for a university, it came in handy for our posters. I'm gonna put it that way.
You didn't make them in Illustrator?
The what?
You didn't make your posters in Illustrator?
That gave me a headache some days.
Illustrator?
Yeah, because it was the text. If you had a lot of text, it was like, I can't use these special tools made just for the text.
See, I just live in Photoshop. If I have to decide, I everything I do is in Photoshop or Premiere Pro. Yeah.
Well, it just depends on like what your skill set is in your graphic design. Like
that's why our teachers, because we went to graphic design school at the same time.
What were you,
I was a
year above me?
I was a year above you. Yeah.
2014.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. See, we didn't even know each other.
Yeah.
And then
Look at that small world.
2 ships passing in the night,
Literally.
guys.
Yeah. So we had the same teachers. I'm sure they praised you. I got told you shouldn't do this.
I might have been told by a teacher that I was meant to do this. No, kids, no.
No, I was told you have the eye, but you have no skill on how to make it.
Ow!
I know. He was right though.
Oh, who was it?
The bald guy.
Tony, thank you.
I was like,
Tony was a good guy.
Yeah, Tony was a dick to me. He didn't
Oh.
like me. Oh, it's okay.
Dang. Two opposite ends of the coin, people.
Yeah. Also on the tombstone, I bring the worst out in people.
I think when you're in your working environment, you were just super intense.
I was saying in real life, well, we gotta dissect that later.
Wait, in real life, you bring out the worst in people. I think you're like
Sometimes.
very nurturing in real
No.
life. So
It's because I like you.
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I see.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
curtains are pulled.
Yeah,
back.
yeah. So like,
She's not who she said she was when she wore the mask. Her heart is actually beating and warm and sweet.
so I'm actually not the ice queen in real life, but no, like I think like if I really like you, so I have an inner circle of like 5 to 6 people. You're in it, and I will do anything for you. And if you're not in those 5 to 6 people,
My heart.
I won't bend my back over, to please. No. Anyways, so you like in design. Mark 1 on the friendship.
Ouch! I like Photoshop and Illustrator too.
Half a point back.
Redeemed.
Yes. You'll get back to +1 at some point.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's actually what the whole podcast is about. Rachel gaining the points.
Yeah, gaining the points.
Oh.
So, anyways, so you left your farm, the dairy farm, to come go to college, and then what was the moment that you're like, what I'm doing in design was not going to work out for you, and I need to do a 360? Because I think I know the moment, but I want you to tell me.
Oh, dang. Now you're going to make me think about this. That's
you told me this once when you were drunk, so I don't know if it's true or not.
Oh, great. Drunk Rachel's already brought up in the podcast.
Oh my god, drunk Rachel's the best. So she's known as the lush in the group.
But I'm not even that bad.
No. You're not that bad.
She passed my...
No. I'm patting her leg. For anybody listening, because podcast, I'm patting her leg. No, she, like, even my mom's like, if Rachel's coming, feed her water.
Oh,
like,
gosh.
yeah. Even Paul, like...
It was one bad birthday. It was one
Kat
tequila, guys.
Kat Jennings got us wasted.
Oh,
no one knows who Kat Jennings is besides, the inner circle that listens to this, so I forced them to. Yes, so Kat Jennings brought tequila to my 23rd birthday, and we all did shots, and then she's like, you know what's better? 2 shots of tequila. So then we did a second round. I blacked out and don't remember half the night. I just remember almost getting arrested at a McDonald's because I was screaming so loud. And there's photo proof of me being held back because I wanted chicken nuggets so bad. You passed out because Mitch was there and I was by the fire. And he's like, oh, there's some drunk girl in the bathroom, like, puking. And I'm
not
like,
even the bathroom. I was by the bonfire,
go.
apparently.
Right? Yes.
I think that's just before I blacked out, and I don't remember how I got in your house, but... And again, that's probably one of the only 2 times I've ever done that.
So we showed Kat Jennings the photo of her like getting me really wasted. You know what she did? She signed it as proof that she caused that.
Oh my gosh.
It's gonna be at the wedding. That she literally. Yeah. So Kat is my fiance's groom's lady.
Ah,
yes. For anybody who's like, we love Kat. Kat is amazing. Kat is like the best person you'll ever meet. She's a really good friend. Lovely individual.
Kat, I hope you listen to this podcast. We're buttering you up.
Oh my god, we butter up Kat all the time. We just like anytime I'm like, Kat, you're just amazing. But anyways, so what was the moment that you're like, I gotta change ship?
See, I'm very curious because you mentioned now that you're wondering you knew the moment, but honestly, I have nothing to hide, and I think we shouldn't stigmatize it. I went to counseling for this, and truthfully, I don't know if it was the moment, but it helped clear the fog out of my mind. I had been through a few graphic design jobs, and like, respectable, especially the last one. The big one was the last one that I stuck with. I still do some graphic design stuff, but they kind of told me like maybe the reason why I wasn't feeling confident in all these jobs was the fact that maybe that's not where I truly wanted to be.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's a good answer. Yeah.
And it was like, oh, that's permission to be like, yeah, actually, I'm not really like cut out for this, but I can't do. I was working with high profile clients in my last job, and it was so much pressure to be like, you have these multi-$1,000 jobs. Like, I'm borderline trying not to like, I didn't work here. Anything. Yeah, guys, no, you don't know anything if I spill the beans here. But I could not be the middle person as a project manager between a graphic designer and a huge job going wrong. That was like very soul crushing. There was absolutely no, there was no spark of joy, as people like to say now, for me. Because like it wasn't connected to anything I wanted to do. I'm safe to say this part. I was working for a beverage packaging design company.
Yep.
Which, great. As Jenny, Stassi.
It's okay. You said my real name like 6 times. It's okay.
Wow, just picked it up, guys.
It's okay. Yeah.
Great. Now lost the train of thought there.
Sorry. You work for packaging, a drink packaging company.
Yeah. Okay. See, I was trying to be funny, and then it went a completely wrong way of funny. Yeah. As you said, like I'm a wash apparently. But no, did not enjoy working for a package design company for that element. But yeah, I'm curious now though. What did you think was my turning moment?
I knew that was an aspect of it, but I remember clear as day. We were coming back from I think it was Port St. Lucie, Grand Bend, and we were driving in your car. And I was like asking you a ton of farming questions because I am like clearly has no like it didn't stick with her as much as it stuck with me. I just remember asking a bunch of questions because again, you can never not be curious, right? And I'm a very curious person. I like to learn different things. And I was really curious about farming, and I knew when I asked a farming question, I asked Rachel, right? So I remember asking, and I remember you telling me when you're really drunk, you're like, because you asked me all those questions, it made me feel validated that I was in the wrong career.
Oh, okay, I believe I said that now. I'm going to believe that I believed that. But no, I specifically remember we were coming back from a beach or something, back roads. Yeah, she's asking questions about cows and chickens, and it's like, I truly enjoy that. Like when I was younger, I was one of those, I'm not even going to say weird kid. I was normal to me, taking animals to your local fair, and I enjoyed it because I enjoyed the aspect of telling people about the animals, which a lot of people don't have that where they grow up. And Jenny, as you being a city dweller, that's not something you just grew up with. You didn't grow up with like a chicken next door, even the smallest of like livestock.
When you told me your family used to go to St. Jacob's Market to sell cows or pick up cows or do something with cows, I was like, that's a thing? I had no idea. Like, I have no idea. Like, any city kid has no idea that like these things happen.
No, and it's funny, like, talking about how I enjoyed explaining animal things to you and farming things to you. Yeah. I come by that naturally. My dad has always, he was a president on an organization called OFA, Ontario Federation of Agriculture. So, like, I kind of come by that naturally of, like, he was a spokesperson for agriculture, and not everybody understands agriculture. I'm not going to try and preach it to you, but we all need food, and I enjoy telling people where that stuff comes from. And again, I am in vegetable marketing now, but I have always had a connection to animals, and I think that's something truly special. Yeah. And I've explained things to you that just some people wouldn't get it, nor try to understand it. And that's the thing. Like, I advocate for my agriculture background, and people are so far disconnected from it that it's just like, well, that's what I'm here for, folks.
Well, it's like the study that was done. I think it was by pick an established university in the States. So they asked 200 kids where food is from, and 80% of them said the grocery store.
And that is the most embarrassing thing to hear as a farmer.
Right? But if they're not educated, they don't know.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, it's almost not surprising anymore because there's so many people living within the city in urban infrastructure. How are you to know?
Yeah.
Which,
I think COVID has taught us a really big lesson with supply chain and how important farming is to ensure that, you know, there's food at the grocery stores. I can remember going in to my Sobeys the day before everything was locked down, and there was nothing on the shelves. It was very bare. It was like, there was like, it was like Armageddon, right?
Goodness, yeah.
And I was just like, everyone was like, oh my God, like there's no more bread, there's no more yeast, there's no more. And it took 6 to 8 months before yeast came back and flour came back and all this stuff came back because everyone panicked and was like, well, what happens when you don't go to the grocery store and there's nothing there? This is a huge argument I have, and I want to bring this up because you are a farmer. Now, something that me and Rachel really get along with is we are doing food at 2 different levels. She's growing it, and I used to make it.
Yes.
So I have high respect for farmers because I know what it takes to put in an amazing tomato that, like, maybe some people don't understand the amount of work it goes into, but
5 worms eating that tomato plant. You just got that, and you had to pick it all off by hand, get those insects away, so you had that perfect tomato.
Right. But two things. I just thought of a second one because I had this conversation with my boss the other day. Our expectation of going into a Canadian grocery store and being able to get strawberries all year is not realistic.
Yes. I'm so happy to find a strawberry in the middle of December.
Oh my God.
That is not natural, people. That is why you have things called jam.
Yes.
That's your ancestors in the great, I want to say the prairies, and it's like, no, your pioneer days.
Pioneer days,
yeah,
there
prairies,
you go.
Pioneers, totally different thing, guys. No, they were making jam to preserve those fruits that you still kind of needed in the middle of the winter, but you're not getting that here, especially in our Canadian weather.
No,
it's just.
I think it's a really unrealistic that people have put onto supply chains to expect to be able to go in the grocery store any time of the year and expect to get a full cart. That's not what we did growing up. I mean, we did, but I mean, like our generations, our generations. Didn't do that.
Yeah, we are very fortunate.
Yes.
And if you're not taking your food system seriously here, folks.
I get folks.
I'm pointing at the camera as I'm saying this. Like, don't take it for granted, okay?
No, definitely don't take it for granted. And then, okay, I have another follow-up question for you because this is a very interesting one.
Oh.
So this is one about how I think social media has killed aspects of farming.
Oh, this is a big one.
Yeah. So the pretty picture fruit, that like you see it and it has this like beautiful structure to it. It like you see a strawberry, it looks like a strawberry, but the strawberry next to it may not look as big or as red or as
the horror.
And people are like, the strawberry's garbage, but it's the same lot, right? So like I think we need to end the stigma between ugly fruit versus it's just fruit. Like if you go to a Sobeys right now and you went and bought a Macintosh apple, every single Macintosh apple looks exactly the same, and that's not what Macintosh apples look like.
No,
when they're like coming from a tree.
Yeah,
they don't look like that.
No, you got like 5 different size variations on a apple tree, honestly, and that's another thing, false advertising. And that's part of my job as I'm running my vegetable market. I have my farm stand at the end of my road. So, like, some people haven't even seen, like, this one's kind of a fun, unique one, like, a yellow tomato. They're literally thinking it's an unripe tomato. I'm like, nope, that is called a Golden Carolina, and it's not that freak vegetable you're all worried about. It's got a purpose.
Yeah.
Even like if you don't want to just eat that weird strawberry, put that in some jam.
Yeah.
Just mash it up. It's gonna taste amazing.
Put it in a cake. Literally put it somewhere, right? So like I think we need to get off Instagram and trying to go and find like, because like this year it was ugly pumpkins.
Yes.
Yeah. I just looked there and I was like, the fuck is that?
It's trending.
It's trending ugly pumpkins because some influencer in California thought it was fun to be like, oh, look at this ugly pumpkin. And then everyone's like, oh my God, fell the train. So imagine if we had like influencers not, being paid millions of dollars to sponsor vitamin ads, but actually not even being sponsored, but like going to a strawberry farm in California and actually looking at the strawberries instead of the ones that are pre-packaged and the nice looking ones, but actually going to the strawberry farms and showing you what true strawberries look like and knowing the difference between packaged ready versus not packaged. See, I think that would change the food game and it would get people off their high horses, like without a doubt. Like I think social media is our downfall. Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, actually, I'm sure farming kind of helps me literally ground myself, too. Mind you, I am pretty active on social media, especially for my farm.
Yes, too. But you have to. You're an entrepreneur.
Well, yeah.
You are under 30 years old and you're an entrepreneur. Do you know how amazing that is?
It's gross. And it's a lot of work.
I mean, it's not gross, but it is a lot of work.
Yes. No, it is not gross. It's very... that is something I don't pride myself in and give myself that pat on the back enough about. Again, I did like a 180 switch the career and it's been very nice to hear people be like, this is awesome. Yeah. Because I'm just trying to live my best life. Like, I'm not looking for comments of like, you're doing great. Like,
I'm sure they help though.
They do.
They
make you feel like...
They make you feel validated that you made the right decision. Something that I feel like we need to end is people second guessing our decisions in life, thinking that they know our decisions better than we know our decisions. I think you're doing an amazing job. We'll continue talking about your farm, but the reason I wanted to do this is I wanted for you to have people to, hear what it's like to be a woman under 30 starting her dream, being doing this. And you're doing an amazing job. And I want it for everyone listening. I mean, the small pool that people listen, I want you to know that you can make your dreams real. Yeah. You just have to work hard for it.
And here's the other thing too. I think we're taught to, by previous generations, we're Gen Z, would you say?
No, we're millennium.
Millennium? Oh, sorry.
If we're a 94, we're Gen Z.
Oh, okay.
We missed the cutoff by a year.
That's okay. 93.
100%.
We still have this like ingrained in us that get that job, keep that job, make the money, pay for the house, which that's never happening. But we talk about that all the time.
All the time.
But yeah, I think that's another stigma too, that it's just like, again, I had that really good packaging design job and it's so sad when you go into it and you're like, yeah, I'm going to be here as long as you want me to, and that's what I want. And then you realize as you're not happy, you're like, 2 years. I'd be here 2 years. Okay, maybe 1 year. Yep, I don't even want to be here 1 year. It's like, it wasn't a toxic environment either. I just want to confirm that. Like, it was just, this is not the right path for me. And like, don't waste your time on that, people. Don't. Be happy.
Yes. If you take anything away from here, whatever you're doing in your life and you're not happy, make a plan to end it. Now, don't be like rage quit that day because that's unrealistic. But make it so say a year from now, am I going to be in the same situation? If I am, how can I make sure I'm not in that same situation from a year from now? That could be moving to a different city. That could be leaving a partner. That could be literally anything.
Well, yeah, like I said, I was in counseling. I think I got the job in February.
Yeah, because you were there when I was in London.
Yeah.
You were, I don't remember, you weren't there for that long.
No, I did a full year, guys.
Really? Was it long? If you would have said 6 months, I would have believed you.
No, it was a full year. So the timeline was I did try to get through the 3 months. Yeah. And I realized I was really miserable. And I've done counseling before, and advocate for it. Mm-hmm. Does help, clears your mind. I looked for somebody to talk to in June. And then I knew by September, I was like, I'm leaving. I just don't know when I'm telling my boss. And of course, Rachel is like, oh no, I can't leave these people to try and figure out what to do without me because they hired me. That's not how it works, people. Like, I am a firm believer in that if you die tomorrow, they'll replace you.
It's like, literally, the sun will rise tomorrow with or without you.
Yes.
That's literally how, like, employers treat you these days.
Yeah.
You're employee one, and don't complain. Just be thankful you have a job.
Oh.
And we need to end that as well.
Yeah.
We need to end the stigma of just being thankful for your job.
Yeah, like, there's certain aspects of that where you're like, yes, I'm thankful to be making money, but I am miserable. Like,
but now you are your own boss.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mind you, I am still on very beginner baby steps because I just completed my first year. November is like our cleanup time, but we ended our first year of sales, if you want to call it, on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I still have so much further to go, both like just on so many aspects of like learning, finances, or like barely even there. That's any startup, I would say.
Yeah. Well, you don't make money for at least 5 years for any startup.
Yeah, that's so accurate. That was even taught to us in my sustainable agriculture course. Like, you're given tools to figure that out, but...
Yeah, you don't make money for a long time. So you have to either have a way to have investors come in or have, like, being able to have help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wish me luck, guys.
The system has rule, like, you may be not fucked, but, like, the cards are against you.
Yes.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I've actually said this before in another podcast I've done.
Yeah.
Have that support system behind you, whether it's just friends, if you got good coworkers that you're happy with, have a support system. It doesn't have to be financially, literally mentally, and just like, Stassi, you've always been like super... Like, I'm proud of you. You've never put me down for, like, wanting to leave my job. Never. I feel like we have a mutual understanding on... Don't stay with a job that makes you unhappy, folks. Just don't.
Dude, how many jobs have you seen me have since we've been friends?
Well, how many jobs have you seen me have? Like...
No,
we're still counting, kids.
Oh, my God, yeah. I'm a firm believer if you're not happy, you need to leave.
Yeah. Yeah. No, maybe it's our 1993.
100%. We're a great year. I don't care what anybody says. 93 is like the best year.
Hey, there's no judgment. All you guys are great from whatever 90s years, but I remember the 92s for the problem children.
See, to me, it was the 94s were the problem children.
Oh.
Yeah,
I used to have
location. Well, me and Mike used to talk in great lengths to how like 94s could never compete with 93s.
Well, I agree with that. They were boring to me in my area. Sorry, disclosure. No, you guys just were like, there didn't seem any excitement.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I feel like 93 is like the best year, but we're biased because we're both 93.
Yes, so. Guys, be biased about your own years. 100%. It's totally fine. Wow, we're getting selfish now.
Oh my God, we're so selfish. But I got some more questions for you.
Yes.
So, what has it like? So you graduated in 2020, correct? No, 2019.
No, it was 2020.
It was April 2020.
This time last year, I was literally wrapping up my co-op, but I technically graduated that fall. Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing.
So you left. You're done your co-op. Put a pretty little bow on it. Put it on your shelf. I'm done this. How did it feel to being able to then start your own farm?
Well, again, I didn't come by this. I got land, and I was very, very grateful to get that. Because I don't think people realize this either, too, that it's not easy to just get land, but I guess it's very similar to the housing market. For young farmers, like, you either have to be born into it in Canada or have multiple millions of dollars or know somebody. And that's a common reoccurring theme. I don't even think I've really explained that much to you, but that's a plague to my generation getting into farming.
I truly think it's who you know in life opens doors for you. It's not your skill. Yes. It's who you know.
Well, I credit my dad on me getting the land, to be honest, because it was through some business, people we know for other stuff. And just word of mouth carried,
Yeah.
like, my daughter's graduated, and if you know anybody who has land, and then next thing, it's like, well, actually, do you want to come out and see this area? Like, it's, we have like 30-something acres, but we just have the house. We don't really know what to do with the land. It was in hay for cattle, horses, and it's like, the gentleman who owns the lands, he really wanted something to be done with it. So sure enough, about a year ago, literally toured around this person's land, had to make sure it was a good potential place to have a garden, because needed some water sources, needed to make sure the soil was good, not just going to be building on some toxic waste ground, we'll put it that way or something. No.
Can you even do that?
Maybe put some raised beds or something. That means, like, you know, the boxes.
Oh, okay.
Pour some dirt in
literally,
the boxes.
I know nothing. You could make a made-up word there and I would have believed you.
No.
My lack of knowledge to how to grow things.
How many times have I gone through that with some other subject? I totally understand. No, that's okay.
Oh my god.
But, no, we checked out this land. Everything worked out really good. I'm very grateful to the owners of the land, because they literally gave me a blank canvas, and it's like, whatever you want to do, we just don't want to see it just sitting there. And so about, I don't know, I think it was March of 2021, we finally got out there. We measured plots where we were going to put our specific garden area in. And then we just started from there, and then we just went on a field trip today.
Yes, I was gonna say, so we're recording this, but I'm gonna attach photos of like your hair. So we're gonna go for slide. So this is a photo, and then this is a photo, and then this is a photo. But no,
there we go.
There we go, 3 photos. But yeah, we're gonna I'm very proud of you for like seeing your farm. Like, I didn't expect it to be that big today.
Oh, well, thank you.
No, I literally blew me away.
I see, that's another aspect I love. Like, so I, when I did my co-op, I actually did it with United Way for the city of Kawartha Lakes. And one of the fun things was having, like, people come out to tour the garden, and it's like, holy moly, this is a lot bigger than we thought.
Yeah.
Like, you're growing food in this? And it's fun to do that with people.
Yeah, I didn't expect you to have any lots. So what did you grow in your first year?
Okay, so I'm trying to visualize it. We did beans, we did sweet corn was a big thing, pumpkins, I grew cabbage from seedlings, like, so I planted the seeds myself in little pots and then grew them, and then we did what's called transplanting, so I took them out of those pots, like I started them in March when there was still snow on the ground, and then I planted them in May myself in the garden, in the ground. That was just one thing. We did broccoli, potatoes, onions, eggplant, tons of tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, cooking, canning tomatoes, your regular sandwich tomato, lots of tomatoes.
I feel like tomatoes are the easiest to grow. Am I right to think that?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I feel like that's definitely, like, if I was to give a recommendation of something easy to grow, tomatoes is up there. Beans is like a number one thing for me too. It's so funny being a child, being told to go help your mother pick beans. You hate that job. You hate it. Now you value it because it's making you money, and you just generally have a respect for beans because it's food. Like, we literally will freeze them, and then we'll have them, like, in the middle of December. That reminds me, I had a lady who came to my stand this summer.
Yeah.
And it's like, just imagine, like, it's too bad you can't get fresh green beans in the middle of December. I'm like, well, you can freeze them.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, the grocery store ones aren't as good. I'm like, no, like, the ones you're picking up right now,
you can freeze them.
Yeah. And it's like, I blew her mind. She just didn't even know.
I think that it kind of leads me to a question. Like, I think we need to update people's knowledge of food and throughout school and teaching them more.
Yeah.
Because, like, for me, we didn't learn about food till grade 9, 10, and 11 in culinary.
Okay, I was gonna say
our home
culinary?
studies.
Yeah.
And we didn't actually go into the science of food and what you can and cannot freeze. I think we need to do.
Oh,
yeah.
We should know that.
I only knew that because of culinary school.
Oh my
I literally
goodness.
had a class that was dedicated to what you cannot freeze, what can you freeze, how do you freeze it, and the length of it. I mean, you have to use a chef, right? You can't always have fresh ingredients. You have to come with whatever you have, right?
And some of that stuff shouldn't just be chef knowledge.
I agree.
It should be like
general knowledge.
But like, that's your grandma and your great Aunt Bessie that were like canning those strawberries again, folks.
But that's the thing. People don't do that stuff anymore.
No.
Just the generation below us doesn't do anything.
Well, and that was another funny thing about COVID. A lot of people, like, they were making those sourdough breads and they were learning how to grow gardens. Oh my gosh, I think we had the biggest garden movement.
Which is good because people are now had time to do stuff. And are like,
you guys did that. You
we
started
did.
a garden. I was like, oh my goodness.
Full disclosure, I didn't do shit for the garden.
They did great.
No, Jason did great. I didn't do nothing. I literally forget we have a garden all the time.
Hey, no, you did flowers.
Yeah, I'm a flower person. I can't do food.
It's hilarious since
you don't
bees
do
and honey.
I know, but like I also grew up with very pretty flowers. I have like that type. I'm really good at doing that, but anything else I can't be.
See, I find that's a person. Sometimes you're a little bit more vegetables than flowers. Me, I'm just like sprinkling some zinnias in my garden. Like, yeah, bees, here you go. Like,
well, it's the whole chef baker thing, right? You're not usually both. So.
Yeah.
Well. There you go. I got a question for seeds about you because I've been talking a lot about seeds at work.
Seeds are fun.
Yes. So the word organic is very thrown around.
Oh goodness.
Oh my god. Okay. Did I just open a wound to the farming world that I have no idea that I just did? Did I just divide the room?
No.
Oh, good.
I think it's another education piece. Continue your question so
the word organic is thrown around all the time.
Yes.
Now, what deems a food organic versus it not being organic? Is it the soil or is it the original seeds?
So, okay, there's grown organically versus the organic seed. And combine the both of them, you have that organic vegetable. Let's put it. So pretty much it involves no pesticides, no herbicides, which is like, just think about you're literally growing in your own back garden and you don't have those big farming chemicals and stuff to grow. Also like natural fertilizer, like natural compost. That's growing organically. And mind you, it is hard to do that. Like, it is and it isn't. So I grow my vegetables. I cannot say they are organic themselves because I do not source specific organic seeds. That's a thing. Like, they're grown with no herbicides, pesticides, artificial fertilizers.
Aren't they called heirloom seeds?
Those are like, say like, in terms of breeding dogs or something.
Okay.
I'm trying to
we're gonna calm this down to non-farmers. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, heritage seeds. I've had to have this stuff broken down for me too. So there's like there's nothing to be ashamed about. So a heritage seed it's kind of like the same as a heritage breed of something. It can be traced back. It's been like they know the seed. They don't necessarily know the seed came from like the 14th century like top tomato or something, but like they know it hasn't been crossbred with another type of seed. It hasn't been genetically modified. That's a big thing too.
Okay.
Because there are seeds out there, and so this is where my sustainable agriculture really came into play with. I'm from traditional, conventional agriculture, dairy farming, but we did it on a smaller scale versus like you hear about these industrial farms. My sustainable agriculture course taught me to look at things a lot smaller to my community.
Okay.
And So I see both sides of the spectrum. I see some things genetically modified, fine.
Mm-hmm.
Other things, don't touch it. Why did we genetically modify that anyways? But there's limits.
You also just answered my next question. I was going to talk about GMOs. It's one of my favorite topics.
Oh, goodness.
That will divide any chef. Is it ask them if they are
goodness.
GMO approved or not? Do you like GMOs?
Well, okay, I'll tell you something. There's stuff like they put like a genetic of a fish into a tomato to try and say make the longevity longer. And it's like, why did you do that? That's not what you needed for, like, just find a better tomato, crossbreed the tomato plants. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Let's do it naturally.
I agree doing it naturally. I think the reason was behind it eventually was to try to end world hunger. So we were able to be able to produce food in a lab where we were able to, we didn't have to rely on the weather, or we didn't have to rely on the soil or anything. We could just mass produce it, make enough food, fly to countries that needed it. I think it was a good idea. I think it got lost in translation by like the stuff they're trying to do now. I mean, how much shit has omega-3 and omega-6 that shouldn't have it?
Yeah.
Right? Like they're just like, because they're like, well, people don't eat fish. How else are they supposed to get these oils? Let's put it in eggs. Let's put it in milk. Let's put it in cheese. Let's put it in all this stuff. And it's changing what food is. And that's why people have so many intolerances now, because we are eating food that's been so modified that our bodies don't know what to do, because our body chemistry does not know what to do with food like that.
Yeah. Case in point, a lot of gluten-free allergies. That one hits close to home for me. My poor mother, she was like in her 50s, and all of a sudden she's just breaking out in rashes, just very specific to her arms and her legs. Find out after a year, she had a gluten intolerance. And it's like she had that, like, never had that until like her 50s. It's like, what?
I agree. I mean, I have a ton of different allergies, and I'm not allergic to any of the 7, but working in a kitchen, allergy plates became more common than non-allergy plates. Without a doubt.
Wow.
Yeah. Like as I'd be on line 1 or line 2, and I'd be trying to like figure out like how to remove gluten from the sauce, but I know that has gluten in it. Like there's no way, right? So like, but you're coming down to what is causing it in the gluten? Is it the GMOs? Is it that it's loaded with sugar? Is it all this stuff that never used to be there before?
Yeah.
Like that's like, I feel like people are super diabetic now because so much shit has sugar.
Oh, yes.
Because I've been trying to cut sugar out. I haven't been doing a good job today. But
she's on vacation.
I'm on vacation, guys. Like, vacation
Don't judge.
But, like, I can't escape sugar. I really can't.
It's, like, you gotta have the iron will there.
Yeah.
We'll put it that way.
But sugar's in everything. It's in bread. It's in chips. It's obviously in ketchup, because that's all it is. It's just sugary tomatoes. But, like, it's in popcorn. It's in all this shit. And I'm just like, I can't get rid of it. It's kind of like high glucose corn syrup, which is literally just sugar. Yeah. Right. It's in literally like all these foods, and like, and now coming into like, if you're able to buy fresh fruits and vegetables, you're very lucky. Not everybody can, right? So like, if you say you're a family of 5, you through COVID, you have one paycheck that spreads out the entire family. A bag of salad for us is about $5-6, and that will do one meal for us. So if we're a family of 2, we need to buy 2, so that's $10. Or you can buy a box of processed chicken and get enough to have 3 or 4 meals.
Yeah, chicken nuggies,
right?
For multiple meals,
right? So like, you're trying to spread out your budget. Like I can sit here and tell you, we go a week without having a fresh vegetable in our house because we just can't afford to buy vegetables that week.
Which is like so heartbreaking to me.
But that's the norm.
Yeah. It's just, that's it. If you can learn how to grow one thing that you really like, people, I recommend that. Like, grow that tomato, grow those beans, pepper.
That leads me to ask you, what's your favorite thing to grow?
Ooh. I was really excited to grow my cabbage this year.
Oh, that's not what I was expecting you to say.
No, what did you expect?
I don't know, but it was not. I was expecting corn. I feel like you're a corn girl.
See, okay, so I'm technically kind of in a partnership with my dad. My dad is my right-hand man. something we always grew on the farm growing up and always enjoyed, sweet corn.
Yeah.
So that has been his baby.
Okay.
And I've been learning from him on that. But versus me, I'm like tending to my little cabbage seedlings that I transplanted into the ground, and the tomatoes I started. I think that was a really cool thing to see something go from start, little seed, to the finish at the end of the cold season. No, I don't know if cabbage is my favorite thing.
Okay, but it was just like the favorite thing to grow this year.
Oh, garlic is always a top one among farmers. Oh. It's so easy, people.
I feel like it's easy.
Yeah, you just break apart the clove, like the bulb, and then plant the cloves. I did it the end of October, and we're in growing zone 5B, people. We're up in Peterborough, just past Toronto. So it gets cold a little bit earlier here, colder climate, but you just pop the cloves into the ground, put like your mulch. We use straw, or people use leaves, and then you just leave it till July.
Okay.
And literally you'll get a scape, they call it a garlic scape. So it comes out. It's technically the flower part of the plant.
Okay.
And before it blooms, you pick it off, and people actually make garlic scape pesto. They use it. It's got that garlic flavor.
Okay.
So you can use that, and then in a few weeks, your garlic plants start dying off after you take that off, and then it refocuses the energy on the bulb. And then you pull that out in like July-ish, let it dry, and there's your bulb of garlic. Like, I give it some water, yeah, but like you don't have to worry about it.
Oh my god, that's not what I was expecting.
No.
Things
you learn.
Definitely the things you learn.
Yeah.
Now, Harcliff's farm has just ended its first official year. Were you satisfied with the goals that you were able to achieve in the first year?
I'd say yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Initial answer, yes. Mind you, my brain starts thinking into, oh my gosh, we gotta improve this for next year, and oh no, like that, we can't do that again.
That's an amazing segue to my next question is, what are your goals for year 2? And do you think you're going to be able to achieve them all?
I really wanted to, when I did an initial business plan for this endeavor, I wanted to do food boxes.
Yes, I know.
So they're also called community shared agriculture boxes, CSAs. So essentially you're buying your share from that farmer for that season, and it goes like maybe 16 weeks from like the start of June to
like all summer.
Yeah, till like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And so I just needed to see this past year what I could grow. Mm-hmm. This next year, I am now borderline playing with the fact, can I do that yet? Whether it's even like 10 shares or 20, because we really expanded our land. Mm-hmm. So I'm confident we have lots of space to grow things. That's not too worrisome for me. A goal is to improve our selling, like the way we market it, because we just kept getting a bigger and bigger spot at the end of my family's driveway, and we are on a very busy highway, and we need to make it a safer, better, accessible place for people, because it was actually really amazing, the clientele we built up with people, and it was just our first year, and there's never been a vegetable stand in our area, and we're in such a highly populated vacation cottage area. It was very well received. Yeah, so she's in cottagecore country. Her whole house is cottagecore at this point. My fiance is like, honey, it's not cottagecore. This is just what it's like to live in the country. Yes! We're like borderline cottage, half and half. Rural and cottage. Well, I hope nothing but success for you. Please give me a call when you're ready for marketing, and I can help you put it in the right direction, and like how to, especially since being a chef and knowing like what chefs are looking for boxes. I mean, I definitely had some, when I was in Toronto, we'd have like fresh boxes show up with like every day of like fresh fruits and vegetables from local. I mean, not only do restaurants like to market that they're supporting local, it's also better. It tastes better. Doesn't it make you feel better? It makes you feel better too, that you're supporting local instead of like a factory farm where this is like mass produced. So, and that's the thing too, sustainable farming. Like, know where you're getting your food from. Like, the reason why there's so many protesters is you just, like, there's a disconnect between your food. like, I know the vegetables that I grow, and I knew the animals that I raised, and honestly, there's a great respect for it too. You see that in a lot of indigenous food systems too. Like, the reason why they respected that buffalo so much is because they used every bit of it.
Yep.
And they respected it. And also got to do that in modern times too with our other food systems here, people.
Yeah, instead of just like throwing it out because like, oh, I didn't get to it in time, or like I bought this but like I'm not like, I think what kills me is the whole chicken theory. You buy a whole chicken just to eat the breast, but you throw everything else out.
That's atrocious. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
You're a horrible human being.
Makes, like, we were literally talking today when we were out for lunch. I'm like, I can eat turkey after turkey dinner for 4 days straight. I will turn it into a casserole.
Yeah.
I will make soup. I will even make bone broth. I love bone broth.
Honestly, that's
yeah.
Use every bit, like, and I keep saying this about like living green too.
Mm-hmm.
Think about what your ancestors did back in like the 1800s. Like, they had to find resources, and literally, you used those bones and you made soup, and then you added the vegetables you had, and you didn't take things for granted.
I mean, you blew my mind with the Three Sisters. I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah. For anybody who doesn't know what the Three Sisters are, it's a teaching of native food systems. Again, beans, sweet corn, and squash pumpkins gourds were used, and they would plant the sweet corn in the middle of a hill, and they would plant the beans around it, so the beans would climb up the sweet corn, because beans are a climbing vegetable. And then to protect the base from predators or any animals that wanted to eat the sweet corn and stuff, they would use the squash at the base. Because it's, if anybody knows this or doesn't know, they're very prickly on the vines.
I had no idea until you told me.
Yeah, it's actually, they're vicious little plants. It's a thing to know when you're reaching around for a pumpkin or even a zucchini. They're a little bit...
Okay.
But anyways, that is the Three Sisters, they like to say. I know too, it's kind of represented in the braids as well, the Three Sisters.
Really?
I don't know if those two specifically connect, but I know the three is a very important thing, and that's why for braids in the culture too.
Interesting.
I'm not claiming to know that I'm an expert. I really respect.
I mean, this now goes into the Canadian Day of Reconciliation, and actually taking that minute and actually learning about the Indigenous culture. I think. I don't know if we have enough time in this podcast to go into that. No, that's a later podcast. We
can plan for that later. I don't think your podcast is all about food and everything too, and different systems.
This one's usually about Sims.
Yeah.
This is really what this is for.
Well, hey, you made me as a sim. I appreciate that.
I was going to say, we were going to get into that. I'll get into that before we leave, but I want to end this off. Is there anything that you want to plug? Is there anything, like, where can we find you?
So, I am on Instagram, so our farm name is Harcliff Farms North.
Can you spell that?
Yeah, so it's actually, the name's Harvey, my great-grandfather, and my grandfather, Clifford, combined, so Harcliff. And then it's Farms, plural, North. So if you look that up on Instagram or Facebook, you can see what I've actually been doing, and Stassi has been taking inspiration from when she was simming me.
Oh my god, yeah, for like a hot minute.
Hey, that was adorable. I was loving the whole, like, name the cow.
Yes!
Name the chickens. Like, oh man.
100%. I mean, listen, she's actually changing the world by farming.
Oh, gosh.
I'm sitting getting fat making YouTube videos. Like, she's actually contributing to society. I'm just playing a game and, kind of getting paid for it a little bit. So,
goodness.
I wanted to, like, I was so proud of you. I am so very proud of you.
Oh,
and I wanted... Oh, thank you.
Guys, it's getting mushy in here.
Oh my god, we're going to start crying soon.
Barf!
But I was so proud of you, and I wanted to do something. Now, we live kind of far away from each other, so I couldn't, go up and, work the stand, but I would love to do that one day, work a stand with you.
Oh, I would gladly
Oh my
take
God.
any hands I can get. I'm gonna punch you to work.
Stassi, you're like, hands, but let's go. But I wanted to shout out her farm in any way I could. And then Cottage Living came out the same week.
Yes.
So I was like, this is perfect. It's my first ever Let's Play. It didn't go out well, but I had a lot of people asking me, who's the real Rachel? So everybody here is the real Rachel. She's very much real. I want to thank you so much for, doing this today. And I'm so proud of you. Like, something that I really noticed with people is when you're passionate about something, it's all you talk about.
It's true.
I've known Rachel, like, we started off 5 to 6 years, 6 going on 7, and you never once talked.
Such a different place.
Definitely such a different place, but you never talked about graphic design. You didn't care. Wow. We have had so many conversations about farming in the past, 2 years that, the passion flows through you, and now you're in the right spot. So that's why I'm so proud of you.
Cherry on top of this podcast. I love hearing stuff like that. Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome. And that's why I'm so happy that I was able to, somewhat remind you of how much you love farming.
The heart is beating very strongly, guys.
Well, I think on this note, dinner might be ready soon.
Yes. We have another dinner date tonight.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Her mom is making chili.
With local products, guys. Sorry, plug it.
Yeah, you gotta
be local.
You gotta plug. 100% you gotta plug.
Yeah.
Right? So
know your farmers, guys.
Yeah, know your farmers. Go to your local farmers markets and learn more. If you can leave any advice for anybody who wants to start their own farm or even just start to grow their own garden in their backyard, what advice would you give them?
So pick something you like to eat.
Okay.
That's the number one thing. I've seen other people kind of answer this question too, so I'm kind of stealing from it, but it's true. Pick something you like to eat. There are so many resources on YouTube. I know farmers that, literally one who says he's a Google farmer. He's very successful because he educated himself by finding different methods. Trial and error people too, honestly. And don't be afraid to ask a farmer or, we're all pretty friendly, so we'll help.
I would say her advice is amazing. Like this past year in our garden, we actually got to eat strawberries. Because you pluck.
Wow, because you're better than me.
Yeah, because you plucked the bits or whatever when you were at my house. Was it for Sierra's birthday? Yeah, it was for Sierra's birthday.
Back in July.
You came over and you're like, so you want to pick those out for the strawberries to grow, and they did.
Nice.
Yeah, they did. We actually had, I think, 8 to 10 strawberries come from that one plant.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I mean, for us, that's amazing. Like, and I used onions. I used to go out when I would need onions. I would walk and just go and get fresh onions. I did that for my French onion soup. It was all onions from my garden.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I said, dude, thank you.
Yeah.
don't thank me.
No.
Thank you and thank Jason, because it was you guys that did it. And we have a bunch of hot peppers too. We gotta.
See, I couldn't even grow hot peppers.
Yeah, we can grow hot peppers. We've never had an issue with growing habaneros and jalapenos.
Another piece of advice too: know what you can grow in your area and during what times, and also kind of look into a little bit of soil knowledge, whether you're growing it in the ground or whether you're growing it in a box. Just know there's got to be a little bit of nutrients for your stuff. So, but that's a whole nother podcast, kids.
Rachel will come back and have a whole food one.
Growing with Rachel.
I like that. Should be your own podcast. Oh my God! You heard it here first, kids. Yay. Growing with Rachel. I think that we can turn that into something. Man, this is why I'm in marketing, guys. I actually get excited to do this stuff.
Just follow me on my Instagram and you'll grow with me there.
Grow my follower count.
No.
But anyways, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yes.
And again, I am so proud of you. And I cannot wait to see what the years come. And I'll always be here for you.
Oh gosh, we're so mushy. I love it.
Aren't we? I think that's like the secret of being best friends. It's just always supporting.
No, and I say again, guys, get your support. Like, doesn't have to be for farming. Anything you want to do, get your support and just do it. So,
oh my God, if it wasn't for you guys, I don't know how I'd keep saying throughout all this.
Yes.
I have no idea. So, circling it kind of one thing before we go, for Sims purposes, Rachel did play The Sims. I got her into it during the pandemic.
Yeah,
she
did.
I have talked about that with people that we used to do Sims off challenges.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun. I do look back on those days pretty fondly.
To round it back for your followers and listeners and viewers here, that yes, we did like challenges, and that was something that kept us going through COVID.
Yeah.
So like, good game, guys. We gotta keep ourselves positive here and keep those brains going.
Yeah, we'll grow fake pumpkins. You grow real ones.
Sounds perfect.
Because like, so I know I think you would like the actual cottage live. I'm not selling you here.
Oh,
because like you can actually you can grow like produce and bring it to the fair, and they have like and prize cows and prize produce. Like that's a huge thing.
That was my life.
I know. I know that's your life. That's why I made you in The Sims to do that.
Guys,
and I wish I was able to.
Live your life in The Sims and real life.
What's real life?
Oh, goodness. Sims.
Just Sims. Obviously, just Sims. But anyways, I think we need to cap it off. I feel like everyone's sitting at
dinner.
I can hear the table. Everyone's kind of like, what are they doing?
She'll let you know how it is, folks.
I'm gonna poop.
Oh gosh.
There's no
classic.
beans. There's no beans. When your mom said that to me, I was like, oh my god. Tracy knows me because I hate beans. I don't like beans. I don't like beans in chili.
I don't actually like it either, but it's a part of it.
Not in this chili, it's not.
Yeah,
okay, anyways, we're gonna cap this off. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you to your followers as well. So
you're welcome. Now, please go follow my girl. The links are gonna be below. She's an amazing farmer. She's an amazing person as well.
Likewise.
And go watch her farm grow. She's doing an amazing job. You exceeded my expectations, and you will only continue to exceed my expectations.
Oh, gosh. So no, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Well, have a great rest of your night, because this is usually how I cap these off. But we're heading upstairs, and now we're getting drunk.
Well, you guys have a great rest.
Yeah, you guys have a great rest of your night. We're gonna go get drunk and eat chili.
Yeah. The life, guys.
Yes, it's absolutely the life. But anyways, thank you so much for listening. Please also subscribe to my stuff. I should probably end my podcast. Please subscribe to my stuff. I never do that.
Her stuff is great.
Oh my god, thank you.
Yeah, Rose Chronicles, guys. Check it out.
Yes, because like so we're filming this in November, but this won't air till January. So yeah, we'll actually have Rose Chronicles before this. After this podcast is released, and by then everyone will actually know what happens with Oliver. I can't believe we actually had that conversation at lunch. Yeah. I know. I have people asking me left, right, and center, what the fuck's going on with Oliver? Is he dead? And I can't tell you.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Anyways, it's been a pleasure. Bye, guys.
Bye.